Bonjour tout le monde. Here we are at Enseigner Linguistics Academy, French basic course. Le subjonctif means the subjunctive. It's a mood. Basically, subjunctive is derived from il form of the verb in the present tense. So let's quickly remind us some of the verbs. Regarder, il regarde, er verbs end in ent as you know. Finir becomes il finis, issent, and then craindre or a set of irregular verbs, il craigne, okay. Dispute is il dispute, boire as you know is il boive, écrire ils écrivent, employer is a yer verb, so it will become ient, and partir will become part, and conduire will become conduis. Then finally we have ouvrir, which is conjugated like er verb, so it will be ils ouvre. So you basically need to practice the present tense of the verb and the il form of the verb. So let's look at subjunctive today. So what are we going to learn today is basically how to form subjunctive and where to use subjunctive. So there are some key terms before we go. You know, indicative is the mood which is used to report an action which is taking place, which has taken place and which will take place, like present, past, future. It is not dependent on any opinion. When the statement implies a truth or a fact, you just use indicative. And similarly, subjunctive on the other hand is the mood to report an action which dependent on the subjective idea, that is opinion or condition. It is also used when there is an element of doubt and the idea is contrary to the fact or possible but not probable. Okay. When someone requires someone else to do something, always the subject is different in subjunctive. Let's quickly check whether we have understood this. Here are a few sentences. You got to decide whether it's subjunctive or indicative. Marie mange beaucoup. That's clearly indicative because it's a statement. Je doute qu'il vienne. There we have subjunctive because there is a doubt. Okay. Il est probable qu'il ira à New York. There is a probability, not a possibility. So there is no subjunctive here. Then final sentence. Il ne veut pas qu'elle attende à ses amis is definitely subjunctive because there are two different subjects and someone wants something to do with someone else. So it is definitely subjunctive. Here is the formation. Quickly we will see the formation. Find the third person plural, that is the il form of the verb in present tense. Like I said before, remove the ent and add the following endings. It's e, es, ee, ions, iez, ent. Very similar to the er verb conjugations in the present tense, but you can always identify no form and the woo form with an extra I. Okay. So here is a quick look at the regular verbs conjugation of parler, which is an er verb. Que je parle, que tu parles, qu'il parle, qu'elle parle, qu'on parle. Que nous parlions, que vous parliez, qu'il parle, qu'elle parle. Similarly, finir, I told you, issent, we will cut off the ent and it will be que je finisse, que tu finisses, qu'il finisse, qu'elle finisse, qu'on finisse, que nous finissions, que vous finissiez, qu'il finisse, qu'elle finisse. And then we have attendre, attendre is to wait for, and it will be que j'attende, que tu attendes, qu'il attende, qu'elle attende, qu'on attende, que nous attendions, que vous attendiez, qu'ils attendent, qu'elles attendent. And remember, que comes as a part of subjunctive conjugation because subjunctive always comes in the clause. It doesn't come at the start of the sentence. Okay. So note that er verbs, there is no noticeable difference between the indicative and subjunctive. So je, tu, il, elle, il and elle form plural are similar. So let's try putting some of the verbs again in subjunctive. Nous parler will become nous, que nous parlions. And then we have il finir, I told you qu'il finisse. And je mangeais will become que je mange. Elle ouvrir will become qu'elle ouvre because it's conjugated very similar to ER verbs. And then we have tu oublier, que tu oublies. Again, looks very similar to the ER verbs. Of course, there are some irregular forms in subjunctive, just like any other tense or mood. Here we have around 9 verbs which are regularly irregular in subjunctive. Être, as usual, it's que je sois, que tu sois, qu'il soit, que nous soyons, que vous soyez, qu'il soit, qu'elle soit. And avoir, que j'ai, que tu aies, qu'il ait, qu'elle ait, que nous ayons, que vous ayez, qu'ils aient, qu'elles aient. And then we have aller. Aller will be que j'aille, que tu ailles, qu'il aille, que nous allions. Look at the conjugation, there is a missing I. So you be very careful with allions. Que vous alliez, and then the I comes back in the front. It will be qu'ils aillent. Then we have vouloir, again very, you should concentrate a lot in this verb. Que je veuille, okay, don't miss the spelling. Que tu veuilles, qu'il veuille, qu'elle veuille, que nous voulions, que vous vouliez, qu'il veuille, qu'elle veuille. And then we have faire, which is very, very common. Que je fasse, que tu fasses, qu'il fasse, qu'elle fasse, que nous fassions, que vous fassiez, qu'il fasse, qu'elle fasse. Pouvoir is que je puisse, que tu puisses, qu'il puisse, qu'elle puisse, que nous puissions, que vous puissiez, qu'il puisse, qu'elle puisse. Savoir is que je sache, que tu saches, qu'il sache, qu'elle sache, que nous sachions, que vous sachiez, qu'il sache, qu'elle sache. And falloir, which means to be necessary, qu'il faille, and valoir, to be worthy of, will be qu'il vaille. So these are the irregular verbs in subjunctive. So a verb in subjunctive mode is always preceded by que, as I told you. Here are some examples. Il est douteux qu'il vienne. Il est possible que je puisse sortir plus tard. Il est essentiel que nous allions à la réunion, bien qu'elle soit timide. Ils se ressemblent. So usage of subjunctive, very, very important. There are 3 usages of subjunctive. Subjects must be different, so remember that always. So whenever you have doubt, like je doute que tu sois à l'heure, je doute, être à l'heure comes when the subject is the same. So when the subject is the same, you use the infinitive, and when the subject is different, like here je doute and tu sois, then you use the subjunctive. Je ne suis pas sûr que, the other expressions which you are doubtful. Then c'est douteux que, il est probable que, these are all expressions which use subjunctive. Then uses number 2 for emotions and feelings. So whenever you emote and the subject is different, remember, it is subjunctive. Je suis heureux que, je suis content que, je suis triste que, je suis honteux que. That means I am ashamed that. And j'ai peur que, I fear that. J'ai honte que. And then je suis surprise que. And the final usage you can remember in a acronym called PANDO. Basically preferences, advices, needs, desires, orders. Okay, that's a lot of things. So I want to quickly give you examples. So, j'aime mieux que, okay, je commande que, je défends que, je demande que, je désire que, je donne l'ordre que, j'empêche que, and j'évite que. So these are all some examples of preferences, advices, needs, desires, and orders. So here is a small exercise. Quickly you note down all these sentences by pausing the video and trying the sentences yourself. I will be in the next slide sharing the answers with you. Verbs in subjunctive. So a verb in subjunctive mode is always preceded by que, as I told you. Here are some examples. Il est douteux qu'il vienne. Il est possible que je puisse sortir plus tard. Il est essentiel que nous allions à la réunion, bien qu'elle soit timide. Il sort. Hope you got it right. If you like this video, do press the like icon and share it with the friends who are learning French with you. And do subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Press the bell icon if you want immediate notification. Thank you.